How's it going, everybody? Thank you for joining Shop Talk Live. My name is Rick Ramirez, also known as Rick's 2 Cents, along with my fellow co-host Steve from Steve Makes Everything.
Howdy, y'all.
Sorry we're a little late. We were troubleshooting my delays.
And as you can tell, we didn't fix it.
Yeah, you know what, man? I need bifocals all of a sudden. Man, what the hell?
It's because you're old, man.
It just like hit me. Like I don't need it, and like I need it. I've been having to take my glasses off when I'm working at the computer lately. What are you gonna do? We're getting old.
I was looking for an email because I got some news this week.
Oh yeah?
I just need to find it. There it is. News on the longer e-print.
Okay.
UV printer. Just telling me basically some of the things that they've been working on while they haven't been shipping a printer. So they have this. There's a few things here. Smart canvas snap alignment. So it allows the user to easily design elements from top to bottom or center positioning while automatically snapping elements. So this is something that's sorely missed in E1. In the E1 software, alignment, everything there is just a little too loosey-goosey.
Okay.
They've been working on their roll-to-roll canvas stuff, so that's basically direct-to-film, but so you pull it off a roller, print on it, and put it back on another roller, which is also.
So you have to transfer it.
Yeah, it works like a DTF transfer.
Okay.
Or a sticker.
Is that a ticker or is that a print behind you?
That is so remember those little digits I showed you last week?
Yes.
That's a sign made with those. It's
okay. I wasn't sure if it was a live ticker. I've been seeing people make
no. The whole point is you can get this kind of functionality for like pennies on the dollar, right? Like it's cheap.
Right.
Yeah, I thought I'd make one with my.
Looks cool. No, it looks cool.
With my subscriber count.
I just know you're geeky, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, well, it was just a little fun thing.
Yeah, no, it looks cool for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, certainly, if somebody wants to contribute to that number, they can go ahead and subscribe. But that's not why I did it. I did it really just to make the sign. I'll probably do a video on how to make that.
Nice. So I see a decent amount of people in the live. Let us know where you're checking in from. Let us know where you're checking in from. And of course, this is live question and answer. So if you have any questions for us, let us know. No Roger yet. I'm sure he'll be dropping in soon. Tony, a loyal watcher, said hello from Cleveland, Ohio. What were you going to say, Steve?
So I was going to get back to the rest of the ePrint stuff.
Go ahead.
Because there's lots of it. So image tracing, which is a nice feature. That's also something
like light burn feature trace.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like drop an image and turn it into a vector. They've been doing some work on their vision algorithm. What else is here? They added ink consumption estimation to their software recently. A bunch of hardware, mechanical fixes. It'll tell you when the waste ink bottle is full. So just, they've been chipping away at it. They're making good progress, and they're actually building some features in there that aren't in the Eufy Make, which is good. So
nice.
It'll at the very least force Eufy Make to do some more capabilities on there. Yeah. So competition's always a good thing.
Yeah, what's crazy is that the whole DTF, UV, all that, like how many people are starting to really get into that, and what's good is that a lot of the manufacturers are not using proprietary things. They're like shelf building, so to speak. So the good thing about shelf building is the real manufacturer of these core pieces are going to really advance because they're going to have the funding from all these people using those shelf pieces,
Yeah. So, and I mean, I don't think they had a choice, right? Because there's a serious amount of technology in an injector for like a UV printer, right?
Yes.
Like the head is massively complex. So, it's a big undertaking to go and build a new one when there's already a great one out there. So
yeah, not reinvented the wheel, so to speak. You know. I was just really concerned when Epson got sue happy, and they started like locking down everyone from using their parts, like their heads, and they went after some of the biggest DTF distributors in the United States and like sued them for like millions. But then they backed off. So I don't know. I think maybe they just wanted to make a statement, or maybe because now Epson has their own DTFs, maybe they wanted a piece of the pie. And once they got in, then they're like, whatever. But they hated that people were cannibalizing their machines and making stuff. I don't know. But
well, all that stuff originally came from inkjet printers, right?
Yeah. Santa said it's going to be a short with me tonight. Got a Santa class I'm attending shortly. Thanks for dropping in. Appreciate it, brother.
I was more interested to find out what the Santa class involves.
Yeah, you almost can't say that and not let us know. So what's the point? You can't hang out with us.
It's such a dangling carrot. Like it's like,
yeah. We're your boys, man. Supposed to hang out with us on Wednesday night. It's Happy Hump Day, man. Come on, man.
He's toying with us.
Lots of thunder and lightning, but no rain. It's just freezing cold by me right now. How about you, Steve?
It was actually up around freezing today. It's supposed to be a couple of cold days early next week, but then looks like spring is here. So I can't believe we're going to get all the way through February and I haven't seen a daffodil poke through the snow yet. Sucks. We got a big dump of snow this week, like a foot of this really heavy slushy stuff. Well, it wasn't a foot, I guess. It was probably about 6 inches here, but some closer, more inland, they got a lot more snow than we got.
So I was glad that my storm duty was last week, because this week, New York, East Coast is like got slammed, right? What's crazy, they say slammed, and we're like, you're being a wuss. Like, I think it's worse for people who don't have that type of snow all the time. If that same type of snow happened here, they'd be like, whatever.
Yeah, well, this was that heart attack kind of snow, right? Like it was literally you touch it and it turns to slush, and it just, you can't shovel it.
Tim said, I got a few million tons of snow if you want some.
Yeah, see, he lives at the other end of he lives further south from where I am, and they got hit much harder than we did.
That's cool. Dewey said, well, that didn't work. My audio. I'm just gonna break down. You know what the thing is? I think I just may spend the $600 and buy another satellite and put it in right here in the wood shop. Just sucks. $699 for one additional.
Is it because little Ricky's playing like what's the block game that everybody plays?
No, they're not even here. They're out shopping right now because Myers 90% off sale, guys. 90% off.
Wow, tough times. They got to give stuff away.
Yeah, they do it like twice a year.
Wow.
I think like when the season changes. So, I don't recognize this name. Gary said, "Good evening from Waverland, Iowa."
You say that every week, and Roger says, "Hey, he's a neighbor of mine."
Oh, okay.
So I'll do both of those.
Gary. Sorry, Gary. Yeah. ABT Marketing said, "Hi.
Hey.
See, at least I at least remember the real name before they changed it. Not All Best Marketing LLC. I know it's ABT Marketing.
ABT made it early this week.
Yeah. So, you guys have any questions? Let us know. Otherwise, I appreciate everyone joining in. I do have a question for everybody, though. My wife kind of got on me the other day, and she said to me, Rick, why don't you ever stick to one thing? Why do you kind of keep switching it up? And I says, we practice all the time. I always practice what I preach, right? We say, find your niche. But I jump on bandwagons. Like if it's seasonal items, like if I had a strong internet business-based business and you were selling summer-related things, no matter where I was located, if my business was purely based offline, I can continue to sell those type of things. But because most of my business is foot traffic, my surroundings, people that I know, I have to adapt with the seasons. I was curious too, if you guys also kind of do the same. Or how about you, Steve?
Well, you know me, I make one-offs, right? I'm in the process of doing a couple of things. One for an optronics company, which is interesting. And I'm making some movie props right now.
Very cool. Any famous movie, or can you say or no?
I don't even know the name of the movie.
Oh, okay.
It's just, I mean, it's going to be in French because it's a France production company. So
Right. Cool.
but yeah, it just came out of the blue, and it's like, hey, can you do this? Yep. So I'm doing
I got
that,
a little.
and this Optronics thing is basically it's a making something they want in. It's like an embedded 3D in glass, but it's something very specific they want for. I don't know. I mean, God knows what they're doing with it, but it's. They said, "Hey, can you make this weird looking thing in glass?" It's like, yeah.
Speaking of weird looking thing, I've been seeing a lot of people lately create items with the 3D printer, but mid print they pause and they put an RFID tag in it.
Yep.
And then they continue the pause. They continue the print, and it's so thin that it doesn't like even mess up the print. And it works.
So, yeah. So I did this for dishwasher magnets. You know, one side says dirty, one side says clean.
Right.
And you stop it halfway through and put some magnets in it so that it sticks to the dishwasher, and you can just flip it over.
We said no Roger tonight. Not sure. I'm sure.
We don't know where Roger is. Chris says, Tim, send it my way. Summer's supposed to be over, but someone forgot to tell Mother Nature.
Yeah.
Hey, our Prime Minister is going to be in Newfoundland, in Australia, Chris. You should say hi to him. We're doing some kind of a big road dog and pony show in the Southeast Pacific area there. So
Tom said, Steve, you need to help Rick. LOL.
I've told him how to solve his problem. It's a $20 cable, not even $20, probably $10.
Well, it's not that. It's just I got all kinds of stuff in this room. I didn't want just one cable, so I've been trying to avoid spending $700 for another mesh, and I think that's what I'm gonna have to do.
What mesh routers do you use? Are they the Eero ones or the?
Yeah, I think it was like.
Yeah, so I have the Deco ones from Linksys. Is it Linksys? I think it's Linksys.
I had the Linksys ones. There were the 6, and when the 7s came out, I which one do I have? I looked on Best Buy because they were still under warranty to see if there was something new, and it's still like the latest and greatest as of right now. So there was nothing new. Otherwise, I was going to take it back.
I literally, mine will accept fiber optic cable, so I literally drop an OM2 cable into the back of the thing, and so it's got my full network available.
Nice.
Which internally is, I don't know, 20 gigabits rather.
Yes. So I have the it's the Linksys 7Es, I think. No, that's not the Linksys. I had the Linksys 6Es. The Atlases, I had 3 of those, and then I upgraded to the 7s, but they're not Linksys. They're what brand is it?
When you say 7, you mean Wi-Fi 7?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, mine are Wi-Fi 7.
But the Linksys were 6Es. And now I'm trying to find a new one, but I'll find it. Chris said Rick is in ninja mode instead of Fuji.
Yeah. He's been doing
oh man. I'm gonna have to bite the bullet.
He's been doing kung fu movies for weeks now.
I tell you what, I had like all through football season just making hand over fist money. And as soon as the Bears went, just so I've been trying not to spend that. Switching up a little bit, Easter's coming around, so I'll make some stuff for the kids. But I really got to start gearing up for all these flower boxes for spring. But the only thing that sucks about flower boxes is they're big, when you want to keep them inside so they look dry and nice. And right now the ground's still frozen. There's still snow, so people just aren't buying them yet. But it's like a weird thing, right? Because like you have to hit the ground running. Like once they start selling, like everyone's selling them, so you gotta like, you know, start selling them right away or be ready for that.
Yeah, you got to be starting to sell those now.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so I'm gonna be making them this weekend. I'm gonna make the 4-tier one, and then the lattice ones in the back, and then the rail ones that sit right on the deck rails. David said, "Good evening from South Milwaukee, Wisconsin." Hello, hello.
Hey, David.
All right, Steve.
Well, I think this is really directed at you. Oh, it's not old. You're young deficient. Sorry. Yeah, I feel like that every day.
Yeah.
It's getting bad, man. Like I wake up in the morning and I got to figure out what's going to ache today.
Ordinary Worker said, hello all from Portland, Oregon. Hey, thank you for joining in. Thank you for coming back.
Chris says, looks like Rick has gone back to dial-up days.
Oh, man. What the hell?
You're like those, you know, you're probably not old enough to remember like actual dial-up with a modem, right?
Yeah. I actually,
where you know you were downloading the Anna Kournikova picture or whatever it was, and you'd get like lines coming through it. It would take like 5 minutes to load a picture because it was only like 300 bits per second, right? It was crazy.
I was on a government technical support team back in the days, so I remember the 14.4 and the 28.8 and the 33.6 and the 56K and the
see, that was
128, then 256K ISDN, and then the T1s, and you know, like T3s. Yeah. Yeah.
I actually have a patent in some ISDN technology.
Okay.
From back in the day.
I was 3Com certified. That don't mean nothing now, right?
3Com? Well, yeah, given that it's not a company anymore.
Yeah. 3Com US Robotics.
It got bought by Bay Area Networks or something, didn't it?
They were the man back in the day. Steve said, if you're happy and you know it, nice, Steve.
Clap your no hands. Well, how I feel sometimes. This has been a crazy week, man. I've just been so busy.
Rick said, Fish Lake, Indiana has arrived. Hello, hello. Kevin said, good evening, everyone. Actually home in Chattanooga,
man.
Chattanooga.
Tennessee.
I always get that wrong. All right, Steve, here you go.
It says, Steve, interesting video on filament recycling. Yeah, so I'm kind of shocked actually at the response of that one, both in a good way and a bad way. So yeah, I actually had this video ready for the last 2 weeks, and Creality a couple of times said, no, let's not put it out yet. And they kept delaying. So finally, they got it going. Of course, you know, I've been reading through some of the comments today, and people are going, oh, but it's not real if you're not using recycled filament. It's like, I have used recycled filament. I'm just not allowed to show you yet. But I'm going to actually do a short video to show shredding up some old prints and turning them into new filament.
So there was people talking smack because you were using the actual pellets.
Well, yeah. So part of this is people don't understand necessarily. So when you recycle filament, you always have to use some new pellets, because that filament has been heated twice, right? Once when it was made, and once when it was printed. Right. And that really messes plastic up when you heat it. The polymers don't glue together like they used to, right? It's kind of what happens when you get old. You don't stick together very well. So you got to put new pellets in to basically kind of rejuvenate it a bit. And so there's that. So, and then you get the other kind of comments, which are, I think unintentionally negative is, well, I print 3 things a year. This doesn't make sense to me. You're right. It doesn't.
Yes.
Don't buy it if you don't have high volume, right? But I mean, I've got, Costco sized garbage bags full of plastic sitting in my shop that I'd like to shred up and turn into at least plastic for either infill or for supports or for prototyping. I mean, I don't know that I would sell anything made with recycled filament to somebody, but there's lots of uses for it that would otherwise make me buy filament. So I think it's useful that way. Now I'm having, printing filament or creating filament itself is pretty easy, and Creality's done a pretty reasonable job even at this early stage. Like you got to understand the tool I have. It has this thing that looks like a front panel. It's got a display on it, but there's like 3 things on there that are active.
Oh wow.
It's still very limited. So I've been waiting for a couple of updates and a few. I gave them.
So you're saying it's capable more. Just at this point, you're kind of locked out some of the features.
Oh no, it'll do everything it's intended to do. It's just that I don't have the flexibility to, like, they eventually want to support a bunch of different filament types. So right now they support PLA, PETG, and the CF variants of those. But they want to support ASA, ABS, polycarbonate, PA as well, even TPU. So.
Oh wow!
But I don't have any profiles for any of those. So basically, the front panel, they've given me 3 profiles. One is like really slow creation of PLA, the one I use, which is kind of in the middle, and then there's one specifically for carbon fiber, for printing PLA carbon fiber. So that's all I really have. I can pick the amount of filament I want to make. So I want to make 100 grams or 1,000 grams. And it will let me change the speed of the extruder, although I don't think it actually changes the speed of the extruder. So it's pretty limited right now. But mechanically, it's what they eventually want to sell. But it's cool. I made a roll of filament today just because I was playing with multicolor or with mixing colors to get one color.
To me personally, I said this once before, but I'll say it again, that where that's going to come in handy, where you almost have no choice to use something like that, is when you're making something unique for a company that says, I only want this made in my colors.
Yes.
Right.
And and more importantly, I don't want anyone else to have my colors. Right.
Right.
So there's that. But one of the things I've discovered kind of by accident is I've done a couple of things where I just needed like 100 grams of filament. So I made 100 grams of filament specifically for that purpose. So I don't have use 100 grams off of a kilogram roll, and then I put that roll away for 6 months. So, I think there's a couple of ways it can save money. Certainly recycling, even if you're using just 100% pellets with master batch, which is the color, it's still like I bought 10 kilograms of pellets and a kilogram of master batch, and it cost me about half as much as 11 kilograms of filament. So, so if
how much is the machine?
I don't know. Well, they haven't divulged cost, but I mean, the premise of these things is pretty simple. There's no reason these things should be expensive, and they certainly don't have the only one. I mean, there's the 3 Devo one, which is $5,000. Now, keep in mind, this thing has a bunch of heaters, something that amounts to a big screw, and something that can roll the filament onto a spool. Like, they're not complex.
How big is it? I didn't catch the video this morning.
So it's about the size of an old style tower PC.
Oh wow! Okay.
So I mean, it's maybe a little wider than an old tower, but it's not quite as tall. So it's about in that size range, and it really doesn't weigh much.
So Rick was not disappointed in your video. You want to take this one?
Oh, that's good. Rick says, Steve, good video this morning. You covered just about everything. And if I didn't cover something you want to see, let me know, because I do want to make more videos around this. And understand, I don't, other than getting this prototype and keeping it, I don't actually make any money off of this thing. So, you know, anything I do, I'm just doing to help people, and I'm happy to do that. But there's definitely things I'd like to show there. So
Jack said YouTube has been having problems at night. Some of my comments don't post. Been having that on every stream tonight. I've seen that
we got this one.
I've seen that YouTube started creating filters and filtering out. Yeah, someone was saying when they put in a URL, it was automatically blocking them.
Yeah, they're doing that.
Not us.
Yeah, they started
like
that.
Thing.
They started that a while ago, actually, but I guess they probably rolled it out to everybody now.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. All right, here you go, Steve. Answer your question.
Santa says it's this is his Santa class. It's a class just to improve and help you expand your character. Cool. I need that. There's a lot more to it than sitting in a chair and putting on a suit if you want to be able to be the best Santa. Well, I think he's well on his way, because he's got like the natural beard. And
yeah,
I mean, if I was gonna pick Santa out of a police lineup, he might be in trouble.
TCC 1940 said hello from Chicago. Hello.
Jim, did you get your second lens configured today?
Hey, Skylar, if you want to jump on with us, that link, that email I sent you, if you scroll down farther, it's the links for this week as well. If you want to jump on, go ahead.
It's not like she can do anything else, because Maine got pounded with snow too the other day.
Locked in there. Sales Lager said always a long list to do. Yeah, I think we all have a honey-do list.
Yeah, my wife was just complaining to me just before I came in here about all the things I have to do, and I said, I work like 60 hours a week right now, right? Like, it's not like I'm sitting watching television. Tim sent me a message to say he sent me a message. Let me
nice one.
Let me see what he sent me here.
Chris said, Santa, my secret was eavesdropping to see if I could pick up my kids' names before they got to me. The look on their faces when they call them by names is priceless. You're up, Steve.
Chris says, yep, Steve, I'll just jump in the car for a 4-day drive just to say hi. Well, I applaud your dedication. Is it really 4 days to drive across Australia? I guess if you're going east to west, it's probably pretty far.
Clack said, cable, ditch the wireless repeater for streaming. You can add mesh for off cable.
See, Clack, I was telling him this for weeks.
But here's the thing, though. We've been doing this live like over... this is going to be like our second year. And this just started. So that's what's been driving me nuts. This just started.
Well, things change, man.
I guess.
You ran a bunch of plumbing in your house. Was any of it copper pipe?
Yeah.
It was all PEX, right?
No, it was all copper.
Oh, all copper?
Yeah.
Well, you probably created a Tempest room in your basement now, so nothing can get in there.
Oh, man. Santa's Live Great said, all right, everyone, have a good evening off to class. Ho, ho, ho. Have a good night, brother. Thanks for dropping in before you had to go. Clack said, hello, all. Clack said, I'm considering paying $20 more to go from 1 gig to 2 gig service, get 1 gig to my PC shop. They actually asked me that. It was like $17. And I was like, I don't know. Yeah,
it's like, do you have a conduit running from your house to your shop? You must, because you got power out there. Run some fiber optic cable. That's what I run, fiber optic out to my shop. I've got inside my house, I have 10 to 20 gigabits per second, and about 2 outside.
Yeah, Chris said you have to pay for the max speed just in case you need it.
Yeah, better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it, right? Just like you and your Cat 8 cable that you should have.
Jack said, I remember upgrading for 33.6 to 56K. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a big upgrade back in the day.
Yes.
Like I remember when I worked for this tech company, and we were very excited the day we got a partial T1 line. Like we had like a 1/10 of a T1 line, which was about 100 kilobits. And we were so happy because no one, you had to be a big company to have a T1 line. Now I've got like 1,000 equivalent T1 lines coming into my house, right? Like it's crazy.
So I told you I was on the government lead technical support team. So it was funny. One day I got a call and it was NASA, and they were asking for a custom initialization string, baud rate this, compression this, like maybe like 116 a knit string. And I told them, I'm not Rain Man. Like I got to look it up. Like you tell me what you want and I'll look it up and then I'll tell you the characters. So we get all done. They dial into the 3-com bulletin board, and it's like 218K on an analog phone line. That was ADSL. And I was like, how'd you do that? They're like, okay, thank you, it worked. So guess what we did? We went and stuck that on our computers. And everyone was like, dude, how's your internet so fast? Like, I don't know, I can't tell you. I don't know if we can get caught yet. So we had technically DSL4 was the thing, but kind of funny. Well, Tim said my first modem sent me to the store for a demo. It was large, 144K modem, 14.4 modem. Thought it was supersonic at the time. Yep. Spectrum Reality, how's everyone doing tonight? Doing good. Happy hump day, everybody. Happy hump day.
Yeah. It just means I'm one day closer to being too late on several projects.
Dewey said, finished up 24 slate coasters for the last 2 days. Moving on to cork starting tomorrow. Don't give Steve any ideas. You might try to steal your customers.
No, I don't want to steal his coaster customers. No, but he's been printing DTF coasters now, and he did some really nice ones.
Oh, nice one.
And I assumed they're working out well. I gave him one, right? And just to prove the point.
Nice. You want to take this one, Steve?
Chris says filament recycling is going to stop using PETG as support for PLA and vice versa. Otherwise, sorting is going to be a problem. Oh yeah, well that's the issue, right? There is a bit of effort because you do have to keep your filaments separate.
Clean. Yep.
And I mean, if you don't want to make a whole bunch of recycled, weird, off black filament, then you also want to separate the colors within each type of filament, right?
Steve, what did you make? I made black cock.
Well, no, but like if you empty the your poop bucket for your bamboo printer, it'll make some weird color, right? If you just throw them all in there.
That's crazy. Ordinary Woodworker said, back in the 90s, I used to play Quake game on a 56K dial-up modem. Then Broadband came along, and it was 10 times faster than 56K. I was a Red Alert guy. I loved Red Alert back then.
I used to play that game.
Yeah.
Actually, I played the one before that.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I had a whole expansion packs as they came along. I was obsessed with that game. Yeah.
I still have it actually somewhere, and it still runs if you're willing.
Yeah, I have the Windows version of it too, an old one. Yeah, with the expansion.
Run an old version of Windows, and it'll still run.
Chris said, I started pre-modem days with acoustic Coupler.
See, Chris is my kind of people. This is what I did too, and I bet he had a Fido email address.
Yeah,
I don't even think they called it email back in those days. It was just a Fido.
See, we are definitely classified ourselves as geekies because look at Tim's.
We're a bunch of not only geeky, we're a bunch of old farts who are geeky. Yeah, I had an acoustic coupler too. You'd dial the phone and then you'd put it on these little suction cups, and then you'd spend I mean, I was a kid at the time, but then you'd spend all your time yelling at your mother or your brother to get off the phone because you just disconnected, right?
Yeah. Tim said, Chris ran a Wildcat BBS at one time. Nice. You want to take this one?
Spectrum of Reality says, yeah, I have a box of slate coasters here to do up for a customer too. Yeah, I mean, they got to be corporate customers, right? Because, I mean, nobody's going to buy a box full of coasters for home. McPhil 3D. This seems like a new name.
Yeah.
If you knew McPhil, tell us where you're from. He's asking me if I got the shredder. So I don't have the shredder yet because they weren't ready for it, and they wanted to get their program kicked off, their crowdfunding. Of course, Creality is doing a crowdfunding project. So, but I hope they're going to send me one, because that was my question to them when they said, "Hey, we got this wonderful thing. You can use you can recycle filament." And we'll send you the extruder. I said, yeah, but what about making the material to recycle? Oh, we're not ready for that yet, but we'll send it to you when we.
I guess you're halfway proving the concept, right? You're proving that it's capable of doing it. Now you need to actually chop it up.
Well, I wasn't sure what to do when they said this, and they said, "Oh, don't worry, we'll send you some pellets." Well, they sent me, I don't know, probably 1 kilogram or so, or 2 kilograms, and then I bought 10 of my own. And but that, to me, my first reaction was probably related to some of the comments I've seen, like, well, yeah, you can do pellets, but can you do recycled filament?
Right.
But this is why, because they didn't want me to show using my little printables 3D printed recycler or shredder. They actually looked at it. I said, well, I've already shredded some filament. And they said, well, what do you have? I said, oh, I printed this thing. And I showed them, and they went, oh, okay. Don't show
that. Jack in the chat said, URLs are always blocked unless you're a mod. They used to work. That definitely was a newer thing they rolled out. But
yeah, like you can post URLs in comments in your own channel.
Right.
But nobody can reply with a URL, which is to some degree frustrating, but I understand why they're doing it, because you get all these people posting these crackpot things in comments, right?
Yeah. It's the people from overseas saying just wild things that had nothing to do with whatever.
Helix 4D, that seems to be another new name too. Hi guys, I commented on Steve's video. Good video, by the way. Thanks. Ryan Liu promised to send an FS3. What's an FS3?
Not sure. Still waiting.
Yeah,
I'm assuming that's one of their points of contact for influencers or something.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
That's what's crazy about these manufacturers, is that sometimes they're like crazy deadlines. Like, can we send this to you and you review this by the 15th? And you're like, you do realize it's like the 2nd, right? And then sometimes they like hound you, and then they just ghost you for 8 months, and then it shows up at your door, and you're like, what the heck? Like, I've never had any manufacturer just been like, do. It's always been like,
yeah, well, so I've had enough of this that I wrote a code of, what did I call it? Code of ethics and something.
Code of ethics and conduct?
Well, something to that effect, yeah. Let me see if I can find it here. What did I call it? Ethics and transparency statement. That's what it is. It's not a code of ethics. Just how I operate my channel. And the answer is, if you give me a date, I'll try my best. But if I don't hit it, hey, sorry.
Yeah.
Because it's my schedule, not your schedule, right? Because I've had the same thing, right? They'll say, we want something by the 15th, and I'll get it on the 10th. It's like, yeah, this isn't happening.
So it's same thing with these like robotic lawnmowers. All winter long, I'm getting every company in the world and some reputable. And I'm like, dude, like I'm in Chicago. There's like 14 inches of snow on the ground. Like, I know you're in China, but what the heck am I gonna do with a lawnmower? Like, I want it, trust me, but like, how am I supposed to do this review? Like, what do you want me to do? You know?
Of course, surprisingly, in Chicago, you couldn't even use a snowblower in the wintertime.
I know, right? I know. Then meanwhile, I almost get kicked off Lowe's affiliate program because I don't review their snowblower because there was no snow. I'm in the good graces, though. I made it right. I made it right.
You should have just went to like Lowe's or something and got a bag of foam insulation and just threw it down on the ground. And
I think I did all right for the circumstances. You know, I mean, people were sending me comments. They're like, "Well, I guess it was okay of a review without snow." I did the best I could. McPhil said $899 in crowdfunding site is an early bird for both shredder and filament maker, the early deposit.
Yeah, there you go.
It's not too bad.
I assume that's both of them together. That's the package deal.
So, Steve, what is the output volume? Like, how much literally could you make?
So, the one I have right now with the software I have, it's about 650 grams an hour, but their goal is to have 1 kilogram an hour.
So, a spool an hour.
So, yeah, a spool an hour.
Okay.
Which is booting along. And I mean, once you start the process, it takes a while for it to start extruding, and it comes out slow because it's still a little cool, and then all of a sudden it goes crazy, like it's going really fast, and you're trying to wrap it around the whole inside of the machine and get it through the little cup to get it up into the winder. And a whole bunch of stuff has to happen at once, right? You got to tuck the filament in, you got to lock the spool down, you got to push the start winding button, and it's the first time that happens. I don't know. The first time it happened, I had about 20 feet of filament on the floor by the time I got it sorted out. But today was probably the 10th roll of filament I've created. And I got the spool perfect. It looked like one you'd get in the store. Like it was just wound smooth and tight. It was awesome.
So what I'm hearing is your poop may be worth something to somebody after they had these things. Don't throw it away yet.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you thought about getting one of these things, then you go to all your friends with 3D printers and say, don't throw out your shit. Just bring it to me.
Bring me the poop.
Yeah, well, even parts, right? Like if you have a shredder, you can chop them up.
Yeah, that's true too.
And then you never have to pay for filament again, right?
Chris, I 100% agree. Chris said, I tell my wife the items are on the list. She can stop nagging me every 6 months.
Yeah, I tried that once and I was dodging things that were flying in my direction. Jim says, Steve, I cannot find my USB, but still looking for it. I don't know what that means, Jim. You're scaring me. Also reached out to ComMarker. The USB thumb drive. It's this is for your CO2. I was going to say I keep images of all the thumb drives for every laser I've ever tested now because I've lost too many of them. McPhil 3D says, Steve, did you get the shredder from Creality? It's coming. They didn't have it ready when I talked to them about this a few weeks ago. Clack says, no, I ran 2 lines direct, but burial Cat 6 when I ran a water line. He's got water in his shop? Wow, that's fancy.
He's probably got a bathroom, that's why.
Yeah, maybe. Jeez. That's like cop money, I guess, because I can't afford a bathroom in my shop. Spectrum of Reality says, so you have 2 bills come in then collect. Do they charge you delivery and all that jazz on both? Yeah, I got 2 fiber lines coming into my house too, and they don't charge me twice for them.
I have one. Helix said I used to be a beta tester for Yahoo.
Yahoo.
When they first started, they paid on the early T1 line in my neighborhood. I pinged 6x night, one local in China. That was back in the 90s. I remember when we were writing our own firmware for cable modems, we'd uncap them. We'd be running so fast that we'd melt them. Literally melt them. Yeah. That was crazy times. As Atento said, you should be able to turn any color PLA black, which would be fine for prototyping.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm sure if you threw, and I'm going to do this, I'm going to throw a handful of different colored, like I'll empty my poop containers. They don't actually, the H2D makes a little more than the H2C, but I'll throw them all into a bin and grind them up into whatever color it turns out to be. It'll be some shade of black probably, but.
Ready? I'm sorry. I don't know how I missed your comment. It says, Rick, I had my comment up, but you didn't read it about coasters made of hockey silver, not gold. Let me find it.
Made of hockey silver?
Must have been early.
Hockey must be a typo. Autocorrect must have been them.
Let me know again, Ready? I'm sorry. Spectrum Reality said, laugh out loud. I still have red alert.
As do I. and like I said, the one before that, Command and Conquer.
Yes. I have it too. Yep.
They reissued it a couple of years back, and I couldn't resist. Had to relive my youth a bit.
I loved that game.
David says he had a TRS-80 Model 1. I never owned one, but I used one a lot because I knew the guy who owned the Radio Shack store, and I used to get to borrow one once in a while.
McPhail said, not new, but from South Carolina. How's it going? Thanks for joining. Sorry we didn't recognize the name.
I used to recognize names before YouTube fixed things.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest problem is everyone's names kind of changed, and we're maybe not as familiar with these new names. So, our bad.
Chris says, I would have thought doing the shredder first would have been, so it would have been the smart way to go. Yeah, so I had this is the catch-22, right? At the same point, what good does reviewing a shredder do if you can't turn it into filament, right? So
yeah,
I get it, but it was a bit of a challenge.
He looks 4D said new from Kentucky, Ryan.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay, Ryan. Yeah, the guy who
CEO.
The CEO of FiberSeek. Yeah, they've gone a bit quiet lately, but I know they've been shipping 3D printers, which is nice. They did some updates to the FiberSeeker 3 since they sent me the beta unit, which is sad because the upgrades were actually really nice. And I've been tempted to say, hey, send me some parts and I'll upgrade these ones because I have 2 of them sitting here. Helix says, Cheedy sent our beta test team the Cheedy box only 2 weeks before everyone else, and we stayed up late nights trying to fix it for them. Yeah, I've lived through this kind of pain. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Is that it's like the little, in the little styrofoam pellets.
Yeah, I rather tell it like it is and look like I was faking it.
So I did in this extruder filament making video I just did. There's one spot where I had a bit of video in there and I took it out, and then I did a smooth transition, which DaVinci does all kinds of weird logistic stuff to try and fit the frames together over 20 frames, and it looks a little weird, and somebody accused me of being AI. It's like, I assure you, I am real. There are times when I wish I wasn't, but it's like, no, not AI, just bad editing.
Did you see this? They say now there's this company that you fly out to them, and in one day they make a virtual AI. And then they're supposedly claiming it's massive marketing on Facebook that you won't be able to tell. So it's crazy.
Yeah, I don't want to be AI.
Yeah. Helix said the shredder wouldn't do me much good because I run a ton of GF and CF. Nice idea, but until GF is compatible,
Yeah. So you can certainly use CF filament, recycle CF filament, and use it in this Creality M1. Whether you can do it today or not, I don't know, but that's their intent, is to support carbon fiber. You can make carbon fiber filament because they sent me a bag of carbon fiber pellets and said, have fun. But I haven't had time to look at it yet. And I do remember this comment now from Helix.
Chris said, you youngsters talk about graphic games. How about the early ones with text only?
Oh, yeah, I played Zork. And Colossal Cave, if you want to go far enough back.
Spectrum Durali said, not huge into games myself, but I do like a few of them. I like racing games the most, and chess. Rally sport games 2 and Dirt 3 were kick-ass race games. Who played Excitebike? Come on, let's be honest. You remember that?
I don't play a lot of games either.
One of my younger days, we used to play chess for push-ups. And needless to say, I sucked. So I got really good at doing push-ups. Not really good at playing chess. Oops. Radu said, FL Chris, yes, I strike a match to light a candle. And the game says, I don't understand, strike a match. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
I rewatched that not that long ago. It's a classic.
What is this?
David says, did you ever play Leisure Suit Larry? Yeah. That was an awesome game. You never heard of Leisure Suit Larry? Oh, man, you haven't lived, man.
Structuring House. I remember Excitebike. Those were the old NES days. Yes. The text game.
Oh, no, I never played the text game.
Yeah, a nice reminiscing down memory lane, so to speak. Yeah, definitely. You know what? I unboxed the DeWalt planer finally. And I kept saying that how my other planer was so loud and I would never bring a planer into my house. I turned this thing on and I was like, oh, God, this thing is nothing. Talk about a difference. It is so much quieter than the Rigid. That thing sounds like.
But it's still like your CNC. The second it touches wood, it's going to scream.
I'm telling you, like 2,000 times quieter. I actually wanted to look it up and see if they listed the decibel specs because it was so loud. Even when I used it outside, my neighbor came outside and goes, "What are you doing?" I'm like, dude, this is loud. He's like,
that's because they put a 1/4-inch shaft and a 1/2-inch bearing.
I don't know, man. It's a lifetime warranty on that tool. I think it was $400 or $500. I'm gonna finally bring it to Rigid, get it fixed, and then sell it on Facebook. If I get half my money back, I'll be happy. Yeah. Chris said, I used to play games until the internet developed something unusable.
No, into something usable.
Oh, into something usable. Sorry. Yeah.
And he's been a vegetable ever since, just like the rest of us.
You know what's funny is that, like, phone numbers. Think about how many phone numbers we should know off by heart. How many do you know now?
I know my own.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But back in the day, you knew everybody's phone number. It's crazy. Yeah. Technology's kind of making
we don't have to remember things anymore.
Yeah. Tim said LSL was the first X-rated video game. I never played that.
Yeah. I don't know if it was it X-rated? It was, well, I guess it was, but I think they were being a little hard on it. Helix says, Steve, would you like to see a follow-up video on that? Oh, if that works, I might be interested. Sorry, now I have to go back and find out what his previous comment was. Speaking of remembering things.
Here, I think there's more to that.
Oh, the FiberSeek. Oh, and FiberSeek is sending out units now with heated chambers. Yeah, see, that was one of the things that I'm missing now. Ryan delayed launch to get those chambers in. Yeah, I mean, I like the FiberSeek. It's the fact that you can print carbon fiber is nice, of course, but just it's a decent printer all around. I still remember all the phone numbers of family and friends. I remember my phone number from when I was like 5 years old. But I can't remember. I don't have a home phone number now. I just have my cell phone. But
yeah, I don't have a house phone either anymore. You know what's funny? For a long time, for whatever reason, Comcast used to say your service was cheaper with the house phone.
Yeah, well, that's what they did to me here.
And so many people had a phone, never even plugged the phone into it.
Yeah, that's how I was. And so when I moved here, they said, "Oh, we've got this bundle with internet, television, and phone." And I said, "I don't need a phone." "Oh, well, it's cheaper. We'll put it in." So they put the jack on the wall, and I never had a phone plugged into it. And then I had to call them one time, and they said, "What's your phone number?" And I gave them my cell phone number, and they said, "No, that's not the number." I said, "Well, I don't know what my phone number is."
That's your old man.
And they said, "Well, we've been trying to call you." I said, "Well, you have my cell phone number on file." Yeah. So I plug an actual phone into my thing, and it lights up with messages. There's like 300 messages. It's like, yeah, sorry. So I did finally manage to cancel it and just say, like, take the phone away. I don't need that.
Yeah.
Helix says, Spectrum, I would probably get dementia and still remember those phone numbers. I probably have dementia, and I still remember lots of them.
Yeah, I don't know a lot of them, that's for sure. I was surprised when my 5-year-old, he's like, "Dad, what's your phone number?" And I told it to him. And the next day we were driving home. He said my wife's phone number. And I said, "Oh, you know your mom's phone number?" He said, "Yeah." And he says, "I know your number. You told it to me yesterday." And he cited it back to me. And I was like, what? I told him one time. I couldn't believe that he memorized it that quick.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If he's got a bit of an eidetic memory. See, I can remember numbers. I can't remember names.
Yeah, I struggle so bad with names. I call everyone bro. "What's up, brother? What's going on, bro?"
Spectrum of Reality says he gave up his cellular mass surveillance device in 2020. By that, he means his phone, of course. I don't miss it one bit. Yeah, so when COVID was on, somebody distant in my family was complaining, was talking about COVID vaccinations, a bit of a conspiracy theorist, saying, "Oh, they're injecting things into you and using them to track you." I said, "They don't need to inject shit into you because they got your cell phone and they can watch you no matter where you go."
Yes.
It's like total the revelation to some people. It's like, what? They can't track my phone. Sure shit they can.
Yes.
And they do.
That's some people, they get so worried about Big Brother. I'm like, dude, if you use the internet or you step foot outside your house, forget even inside your house, Alexa, she listens to everything, man. Oh, was that your house that said something when I said that? Do you have Alexa in there?
No.
Oh.
But people trigger it quite often. No, go back to that comment for a second.
Oh.
Helix says he heard today that Anycubic told YGK3D they weren't going to honor the open source license. That's interesting. I'm not sure what they're going to do about that. Anycubic, I don't know. I don't know about Anycubic. They seem a little dodgy. and hopefully they're not listening because they've been asking me to review a bunch of stuff for them, but it's like, no.
Right, Dewey said, I'm trying to sell lasers. I don't do sales pitches here using a Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist. I didn't think people still uses Craigslist, to be honest. Lots of pics and saying extra still in the box, not getting a response. Any advice? Show it working. And don't use pictures off the website. Doesn't care if it's a little dusty and dirty in your wood shop. People at least know it's real and that you're not fake. So I think the biggest thing is people think it's a scam. That'd be my advice. Or post it on our Facebook group. You can do that as well. Everyone already knows you're a regular, so I don't think anyone think you're going to scam them.
And he seems to drive all over the country, so he could deliver it himself.
Yeah. I think the Facebook group might be a good place to start. At least the community knows who you are. And yeah. But I just think the biggest thing is when you're at a certain price point, people get worried. People are such scammers nowadays.
Yeah, there are some magic tiers in the pricing.
Yeah, so I bought a Craig table. And I don't know why Craig tables are so expensive, right? I'm talking about with the router that goes automatically up and down.
Yeah.
Right, I have no idea why that table is so expensive. But anyways, I bought it used. And I ended up telling the guy, since he was like a decent amount away, I just randomly picked a spot in between us and said, "When you meet us here." And he was really weird about why I chose that spot. When I got there, I understood why. It was very bad. It was a real rough neighborhood. What I told him was, "Hey, meet me at the police station in this town." He says, "Why did you choose that?" I says, "I don't know. I just picked a dot in the middle of the two of our houses." And when I got there, he was a police officer. And I told him, "Dude, you're acting all weird about like I'm going to rob you or something. You're a damn cop with a gun on your side." He says, "Do you think that makes it any easier for me to sell something to somebody? I don't want them to know I'm a cop." And I was like, all right, I get it. Spectrum Reality said they use Bluetooth low energy on people.
It's not helping.
Oops, sorry. We did it at the same time. For contact tracing.
The rest of that on people's phones for contact tracing. Yeah, they do that. They can pull the ESN off your phone and find you over the cell network too. So
yeah, that's why they say that people go out and do these murderers. They leave their phone at home because they can ping you there, even though you weren't using your phone. They can triangulate your cellular and say you were there. It's possible. I would just say that I'm not of interest enough that someone would want to go to that effort. Not saying it's not possible. Just I don't think I have anything interesting enough that someone would waste their time.
Yeah, so Helix says Taylor at YGK3D said he won't be working with Anycubic anymore. Yeah, I've talked to a couple people over the last little while who've had some issues with Anycubic and their practices. I mean, their stuff is good. Like they make decent 3D printers, but I don't know.
All right, Red Dewey, you already got some interesting people. What type of laser are you selling? They want to know. Reduce. So I think it's.
I guess a better question for Jim is, Jim, what kind of laser are you looking for? Hello, he's mentioned my a couple of lasers that I've had in the past. The Omni X would be. If he lived close to me, I'd sell him the Omni X because I'm not really using it much.
Right, said I think Kevin that drives all over. It's listed like 700 or 800 less than the manufacturer. It's new. Once used to engrave keychains to make sure it worked. Yeah. It's almost like you got to find someone local so they don't pay the shipping and they can walk in and see that it works itself.
Yeah. Chris says, "Oh, I quoted on a job branding 200 beer glasses. Now they want a price on 500. Did I mention I hate bulk rotary jobs? I'm in your club. I don't like doing rotary stuff either.
I
like-
made like
yeah. I mean, I shouldn't say that because I do. There are some things I like doing on rotaries, but I don't like doing bulk anything.
I made sarcastic remarks for in the past that I've intentionally said the price too high because I thought they'd say no, and they say yes. You're like, damn.
Yeah, it doesn't make your job any easier.
Now you're so expensive. They better be perfect because you're charging a premium price.
Yeah, I did that on some watch bands once. It was like I don't know. They wanted something simple on it, and it was how much? I said $8 a band. Oh, okay. Like, what? Let me explain how this works. I quote a high price and you tell me I'm crazy and you walk away. That's how it's supposed to work.
So a good friend of mine in California, she has an electrical company that wanted those plates made for AC panels.
Yep.
And she said, Rick, what would you charge me to engrave them? I said, I don't know. They take about 5 seconds. I said, but before you start quoting prices, you better find out the cost of the blanks. Like, to me, that's going to be drastic, right?
Are these the metal ones or the
Yes.
or the plastic ones?
No, they want the stainless steel metal ones.
Yeah, well, if they're stainless steel, they're going to be expensive. They have aluminum ones too.
Yeah, I said that. So I told her, I said, you know, that's going to be your cost right there, like the blank, you know.
So Helix says he does a lot of work for DOD and GSA. I think he's a spy. I designed skiff door locks. Yeah, well, he might still be a spy.
James Bond.
They always know where I am. Yeah. Yeah, your friends are always forming a mesh network using Bluetooth, low energy, that you can't control or turn off unless your phone is in a Faraday cage. Yeah, it's a bit scary.
You know what's crazy is when they wanted to put that all in every appliance. That was crazy. It was like, oh, that's a little.
Well, they have put like my damn
stove. Dishwashers
stove is on my Wi-Fi network.
Is it? Is it?
Yeah, it's like, why does my stove need to be there?
When I got the Hydronics 360 hat press, and it was like connected to Wi-Fi to do firmware updates, I'm like, this is a heat press. What?
Yeah, it's also a camera and a microphone.
Like, are you kidding me? It's a heat press. Why is it? You know, like, okay. Chris said, "Yep, mine was." I'm sorry. Yep, mine was on. What the hell's wrong with me? Yep, mine was. I don't want this job price. Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't always work. You want to take this one?
Redu says it's okay and sounded like you said it is. Longer nano duo, dual axis table, conveyor, rotary, enclosure, like $800 less than on their site. Yeah, that's not a bad price for a duo with a table. But yeah, shipping may come into play if not local.
Yeah.
I got a long. Well, I don't have a. What was the second? Was it the Duo? The Duo was the second one. I don't have one of those. I have an original longer Nano sitting in storage.
I have an original one right there. Yeah.
Helix says they just finished up a 300-part order for lock display stands on the Cheedy machines out of PetGGF. Maintenance is killing me. Yeah. Well, yeah, the Cheetys, they're good printers, but they seem to break a lot. Spectrum of Reality says when the battery's dead, there's 2 batteries in all modern phones. It's because we like to take a lot of video. Helix says Spectrum, it's simple. Build a Faraday cage for your phone out of carbon fiber PCTG. It actually works. Or you could just wrap it in tin foil and ground it. Or copper foil. If you got copper foil, it's better.
If you're that worried about it, just don't have one.
Yeah.
Simple. Bluetooth is low energy, tons of electronics, and now all modem vehicles from mesh, IoT, Internet of Things. You know what's funny is that a radar detector. We went to go across this cross-country road trip from Chicago to New York, from New York to Canada, from Canada back. And I bought a radar detector, and I thought I'm gonna buy a Cobra because that was always the name of the brand when it came to a radar detector. But all these cars down, they all have sensors. They're all self-parking, all these. And guess what? If you have these cheap radar detectors, every single car with any of these sensors, it detects them as a radar because it technically is a sonar, right? So I had to buy quite expensive of a radar detector that actually worked. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. I wasn't expecting a $1,100 radar detector. I was thinking $85.
Most of the cops here use laser rather than radar now. So radar detectors are kind of passe.
Yeah, it detects lasers, but it was great.
Yeah, but at the speed of light, by the time that light comes on and tells you to slow down, it's too late.
Well, it'll actually detect them far enough away that they're not in range to lock on you. So even though it's a laser, because it senses it on.
Do you believe that?
Well, it's because they're pointing it at someone, right? So they're going to be pointing it at a car that's,
Well, possible, yeah.
Yeah. So it saved my butt a lot. I have a CDL A class, so I didn't want to get caught doing 95 miles an hour across country.
They're illegal here, so
I drove into Canada with it. I had it up top though, so you couldn't see it. The top part of my windshield is tinted.
Yeah. If they stop you and find it, they'll give you a decent ticket.
Yeah.
They can't take demerit points away because you're from out of country, but
that's crazy. Cutie Cheap says QIDI cheaps out on parts because their beam counters always win. Laugh out loud.
Yeah, sadly, that's how a lot of companies work.
Yeah, Chris said CMOS batteries, operational battery. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Helix says, I remember selling X and K band radar detectors out of the local Radio Shack where I worked. Yeah, I remember when they sold them at Radio Shack. Was good until the cops started using lasers.
Yep. When I bought my Cadillac, the Cadillac dealership asked me, they're like, do you want a radar jammer? We'll install it directly into the Cadillac, and it'll have a button. It'll just have 3 lights on the dash, and they won't know that it's in there. I'm like, are you serious? They're like, yeah, it's $1,100. I'm like, nah, I'm good. But the dealership was installing them. I thought that was wild.
Dealer installed option. Yikes. Spectrum says they also all have plate readers. Yeah, this is a new innovation. All the cops have plate readers and these new cameras. They basically, as they're driving, they look things up. Clack must know about all this stuff.
So I've seen the biggest scheme right now is that people are putting infrared lights on their plates, or infrared lights around a hoodie of hoodie goes over your head. And since it's infrared, it'll completely blur the camera. It just looks white.
Although here, if you that counts as a plate modification. If you do anything to your plate and they can't read it, you're getting a ticket. $200 probably. Yeah.
Question for the chat: do you use air gap? Wait, do we all air gap our printers? Asking for a friend. Air gap.
Air gap.
What's air gap?
Well, I assume he's meaning like, do you connect your 3D print or your printers to your network?
Mine's connected to the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, mine is too. It's.
And I have a Pro, so I know the whole thing behind the Pro is the security, and you can be blah blah blah, and the Cat 5.
Yeah, they still know who you are.
Yes. So
it's not that we should give up on privacy, but this is not one of the biggest problems with privacy.
So where I see this going though is the whole thing with locking down the 3D printers, and if they don't have an interface like a Bamboo Lab, these standalone non-enclosed 3D printers don't have the interface to be able to monitor that. Is the government going to say that these 3D printers can't exist, or basically brick them? And is this whole rabbit hole that our country's going down really, for our safety with guns? And I would say that I'm big into safety of guns. I think anyone should have the right to own a firearm, but I understand the risks and concerns. But I don't think that any of that at all has to do with guns. I think that that's just a reason to get you accepted, and really what it's about is licensing. And the reason I said this, and I've said this before, is if you add up every single gun manufacturer in the United States, they still don't make as much money as Disney. So
yeah, I mean, firearms are one thing, but this whole effort to ban 3D printers,
yes,
to me, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Right. Because I can order all the parts I want and make a 3D printer, and none of those parts look like they're for a 3D printer.
Yeah. What's funny is that Clack, just got brought up on his live Sunday. Clack was I won't put words in his mouth, but he was in that line of work, I would just say. And he said that like all it's going to do is create bootleg 3D printers, right?
Yeah, of course.
That's it.
I mean, I've built 4 3D printers of my own in the past, and there's nothing to them.
Right. You're just going to have modded Bamboo Labs. That's all it's going to boil down to, right?
Well, sure. If people are just going to take
a Raspberry Pi and plug it in before the printer. And
yeah, but if they really got anal about it, you can build a 3D printer from scratch, from parts.
Right. I just think of all the stuff that you can go on Maker's Place and download. I can go search Chicago Bears. I can go through Bulls. I can Disney. I mean,
yeah, but even those, right? Even if they said, okay, we're going to ban all of these, they can only control the ones in their country, right?
Right.
And I mean, it's like bootleg video, right? Like nobody has a bootleg video site inside the U.S. borders. They're all offshore somewhere.
Right.
Right. That's what VPNs are for. But oh wait, they're trying to ban those too. It's like, oh my God, you guys are crazy, man. Politicians, they're all just, they need to be smacked.
Spectrum Reality said all new vehicles have all these remote start kill switches that can be turned off at any time.
Yeah. I know my car does because I can actually turn it off.
Yeah, I've seen one of those vehicle hacker guys that was going over all the crazy stuff you can do with cars now with just a cell phone app. Like that's nuts. Like, yeah. Clone your key, all that stuff. It's nuts.
They were talking about it here in Canada, and they showed a guy standing at the side of the road with a laptop and a cell phone, and somebody was driving by with some Jeep something or other, and he turned the car off while the guy was driving by. Like shut it down. It's like, well, this is a little unnerving.
Yeah. I remember when I was like in 8th and 9th grade in New York, people used to stand on the Brooklyn Bridge. And when people were driving by using cell phones, they were grabbing them, and that's how they were cloning phones. In New Jersey, New York, buying a clone cell phone was like easy. $150 was a clone phone. And the thing is that like you could call people, but they can never call you because the other person could answer, right?
Yeah.
But it was like a big thing in New York and New Jersey. When I came to Chicago, people never heard of it. But New Jersey, New York, like clone cell phones was like huge.
Yeah, that was back in the analog cell phone days.
Yep. You want to take this one?
Spectrum says Ford and Tesla are looking into using their cameras for police cameras and issuing speeding tickets to other drivers using your vehicle.
Wow.
Oh boy. See, they might get away with that in the US. They wouldn't get away with it here.
Chris said air gap equals no internet outside your own network. Roger did that.
And yeah, Roger took his all of his bamboo printers offline. For me, I don't care that much. I mean, it's more valuable to me to see the status of my printer than it is to worry whether somebody in some other country can see that I'm printing a block. Right?
Yeah, I don't have any really concerns. Yeah.
No.
Hey. You want to take this one?
Helix says, what I'm concerned about is the Washington State and New York State trying to control what we make. Yeah, I mean, assuming you're not making weapons, they shouldn't be able to control anything else, right? Like if you're making weird shit, but you're not planning on doing any harm to anybody else, it's none of their business.
Spectrum Reality said they want to have total control over the entire planet and want to micromanage our lives. I think it's just, it's going to become a licensing thing. Oh, you want to print that Disney thing? We can do two things. We can block you, or we can charge you $4.95 to allow you to print it. You're going to pay the $4.95. That's going to be the next $1 billion market.
Yeah, probably.
You know?
Well, it's content ownership, right?
Yeah. It's not only printers, it's CNCs too. I wish that Bridgeport Machine Center now. I wish I bought the Bridgeport Machine Center now. Yeah. It's just going to become a thing that they cannot police, right? It's like, it's almost to the point it's like wishful thinking. Like,
well,
we're getting...
It's like anything else. They're going to keep the honest people in line.
Yeah,
but that's not the people they're trying to
Agreed.
Look after, right?
Agreed. So, you know, and even kids, like say, like the youth, and I don't even want to talk about it, but these shootings at the schools and stuff. Maybe, you know, there's little 13-year-old kids and kids that's who may take it out of. But even these kids are pretty smart, tech savvy, so that may not step down. But I guess the honest person, it would discourage them for just, oh, and try it. But the person who's really into it, they're going to do it.
Yeah. The problem with any kind of lockdown is you've got one person locking it down and a million people trying to unlock it, right?
Yeah.
And the odds aren't in your favor when you're trying to contain things like that. This is copy protection on software all over again.
You're almost kind of like encouraging, like, I double dog dare you to try.
Well, it's not. You don't even have to dare people. I mean, I spent a good part of my youth cracking copyright or copy protection. Yeah. And like people would come to me and say, "Hey, I got this thing. Can you clone it so I can have a backup copy?" Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's what I did in high school.
Yeah. Spectrum Reality said all their plans are out in the open. All I have to do is look at them. People think it's a conspiracy theory. Not much. It's all boils down to money. Follow the money trail, and you will find the
politics too, right? You terrify people and then say, "Oh, we can ban this so it doesn't happen," except it's going to happen anyway.
Yeah, Jack in the shop said, "Even if I'm making weapons, what's wrong with it? Nothing."
Yeah, well, that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Helix says, even with your air gap, your bamboo printer, once you sell it, the person who puts it on the internet, that printer will upload everything back to China anyway. Yeah.
I'm sure there's going to be a way that you could completely wipe it. Look at how many people they sell these printers, right? They say, how many hours are on it? Or how many prints are on it? And they'll be like, oh, I hardly use it. It's 12. And that guy has 42,000 hours and they reset it. So if you can reset it, yeah.
Roll back the odometer. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And you know what's crazy too is like Epson's notorious for that. Epson's has built into their firmware end of life. Like after so many prints, they consider the printer like basically like beyond its use. And that's why there's so many hack softwares out there that when the printer starts giving you error messages, it rewrites over the firmware. And guess what? Well, as soon as it says it's never been printed before, how all of a sudden does your printer work perfect? I've had more than one Epson printer do that to me. Yeah. Spectrum Reality said they mostly are probably have mesh networks BLE built into them, which will be able to use mesh network communication with the web regardless. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the little location button problem all over again, right? It attaches to any phone that happens to be nearby so it can phone home.
Helix said, what's still stopping the bad guy from going to Home Depot and buying what they need to make a firearm? Nothing.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? There, we hear from the boss. Clark says, with the right paperwork, printing or manufacturing a weapon is legal, as long as you do not have two with the same serial number on them. Yeah, well, that makes perfect sense. But presumably they have to have some serial number on them.
And no switches.
Although if you're making it, I guess it may or may not have a serial number.
007, 007. Chris said, "Yep, banned under 16s from social media networks for about 3 days." The world will shut down if that happens.
See, and it's things like social media that people have to worry about, right? Like Facebook is a good example. When Facebook got started, it started in a college dorm or whatever, and the first investor in Facebook was the investment arm of the CIA.
Oof.
Like, what better way do you those things they build on boards when there's a crime and they put all the strings between things?
Yeah.
Facebook does that for them, right? They know who everybody's contacts are.
Yeah.
So what a perfect place to invest if that's what you care about is when somebody commits a crime, how are they connected to everyone else that might be involved, right?
Yeah.
So
I agree.
If you're really concerned about your privacy, get rid of your Facebook account.
Yeah. Go offline. Spectrum Reality said they plan to regularize the stores in real time to clack even the price you pay personally using the dynamic price. Here, they're rolling out digital currencies, which are going to have expiration dates to control the velocity of the currency. Also, where there'll be holding limits. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but that may or may not happen.
Yeah.
I mean, they'd like to make it happen. Governments would like to make it happen, but
you know what I've seen more and more, to be honest with though, is bartering. And that was like the old school way to do things.
And that's what'll happen, right? And if they start regulating the currency, then people won't use the currency.
Yeah. Literally, I wanted my house was an old farm, 1865, so I have a lot of like old plaster walls, right? And that's a skill in itself. And I have archways and fancy crown molding, and anyways. A guy wanted to get into lasers and stuff. What do? How much would you charge? You come down to my basement. He sees the basement. He's like, "Oh, what do? 2 lasers later, guess what I'm getting done?" You know what I mean? So one of my neighbors has chickens, and I was growing a bunch of veggies, and I brought one over and said, "Here, give these to the chickens. The lettuce and all is still good. Chickens will love it." So what does she do? She comes over and she brings eggs. Like that old school way of doing things, like, and the way the economy, the pricing going up.
Everything old is new again, right?
Yes. I think you're going to see more and more of that, bartering. I was laughing. I was looking for a go-kart for my son on Facebook Marketplace. And it's so awesome. You literally see people say $800 or willing to trade for a generator. You know why? Because he's selling it because he wants a generator. So like, why not just put maybe someone give it to you. Maybe you'd get a better generator than because they're not using the generator. So I think you're gonna see more of that.
Chris says, when is Facebook officially going to change its name to Face Ads? Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, if I didn't have our stuff on Shop Talk Live, I wouldn't even have a Facebook account.
Yeah, my work has. I was a little worried about my work because my work has like crazy encryptions on my phone. I can't even copy and paste to my own phone. Like, and I'm like, but I almost have to have you almost have to have it. But yeah, it's crazy.
So you have two phones, right? One for work and one for everything else.
Yeah, but they don't pay for my personal phone, so that's the problem, Like last night, because of the crazy long 2,000-hour speech, our company had this meeting that was about concerns, and my phone was blown up till like 11:30 at night. I'm just conversation. I'm just like, dude, man, what the heck? The whole currency thing, it reminds me of the Bible, Book of Revelations. Yes, you can't buy, sell, mark of the beast. I didn't say it, but I was hearing that the whole time I was seeing these things. Yes. And if you follow those things, some of those things are coming true. A little scary. Yep. Especially so they're also going to force us by developing paper, devaluing the paper currency. They also plan to make everything an asset, inventory, natural resources, all called digital lender to control trade and age and barter. Yeah.
The problem with that statement that Spectrum made is true for sure. That's what they're trying to do. But the problem is, unless the entire world does that, it's not going to work. And because people will just use a different currency, right? Your currency can be useless, but there'll be some currency that's worth something. Clark says, old school. We have done that here my whole life. Yep.
Just to the country. That's what I'm saying. Bartering to me is the best. You both get what you want. You both walking away satisfied that you feel comfortable. Like bartering is awesome. Spectrum Reality said, whether it's not on the ledger, it will be considered illegal contraband. That's scary.
Yeah. Good luck proving it, though.
Yeah. He looks like Clack. You can't get much countryer than Kentucky. Laugh out loud.
Yeah.
But there's something to be said about that, though. Like the bartering system. Like I'm not joking. Like I'm serious. I think that's really going to make a hard comeback. I think that's going to be a thing. Well, yeah. 30 minutes left in the live, guys. Appreciate everyone who joined. If you're not already a member, I would highly, highly suggest that you join our Facebook group. If you go to shoptalklive.club, it's not a website. It's just an auto forward to our Facebook group, so you don't have this big, long URL. I'd highly, highly suggest that you join. I'm going to say this in the nicest way I can. It's not my Facebook page. It's not Steve's or Roger's. And the reason that I'm saying this is because that Roger, I, and Steve are all makers, all influencers, or YouTubers, or however you want to call us. So if you are of the same, you are not competing with us, posting your content, posting your things you're selling, we highly encourage. We're building a community amongst makers. Feel free to share. Matter of fact, I like seeing other people's work.
Yep.
Or
and you're not competing with me, because if you were competing with me, that would mean I have a job. And I don't want a job.
Kim said, trouble with bartering is they cannot get the tax. Exactly.
Yep. And that's a sad reality for the government.
Here's the problem with that thing.
And how do they separate bartering from generosity, right? Hey, I just wanted to give my neighbor a dozen eggs.
So to me, as soon as the government went after cash apps, it's like, are we at that point that our government has to do that? Because A Cash App is not Walmart, a BP gas station, an Ace, a Best Buy, anyone who has a large value of an income, right? That's a mom and pop. And if you got to go after a mom who's making $5,000 cash on the side, we're in a lot more trouble, right, than we are. So then we need to stop giving billions of dollars to other countries because we just don't have it. Not worried about taking the $5,000 that some mom made at a craft fair to make extra money meet because her daughter's going to college, or because they're trying to pay down credit card debt. Like, it's just ridiculous. That was my little soapbox convention, if you didn't know.
The underground economy is alive and well, right? And it's going to get more prevalent. And I think it's going to get harder for the government to even find things going on.
Yeah.
When they start applying rules, people will find ways around them.
Yeah. Spectrum Reality said all they need to do is look on the ledger. If the property, asset, or resource is not listed, you go to jail. They have AI ready to inventory entire planet's resources. Yeah, that's Big Brother getting a little extreme. It's crazy.
Tim says he feels like he's stoned watching Rick's feed. It's the delay, man.
I'll get it fixed this weekend.
You could have a heart attack and it'd be 5 minutes before we notice.
I'll get it fixed this weekend.
Go to your local Best Buy and buy a cable. That's what the digital ledger is for. Yeah, but you see, digital ledgers only work if there are computers. And that's the thing, right? There'll be lots of countries that don't have the same kind of depth of technology that say the US has.
Oh, Spectrum Reality, I'm not in any way, shape, or form being disrespectful at all. I'm just saying, like, I don't even want to think about that, right? I you can go down some crazy rabbit holes with Big Brother watching us and trying to, it just, I just hope it never comes to that. That's all I'm trying to say.
See, now we're getting into ugly politics here. It's like,
what are you gonna do? Well, if anyone has any CNC, 3D printer, or laser related questions, let us know.
Yes, please.
We've definitely identified that we'd like playing some pretty geeky games. I did have a question though. I asked, and I don't think anybody answered. It's pretty common that in your business you have a niche, but through the season, do you change your niche, or does your niche sway to meet customers, or is your customer base more online, and it doesn't matter a season change because you can have that same type of customer at different times of year throughout the year at different parts of the country? Just curious. Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to click, actually.
Yeah. Yeah. Rick said, sorry, enough with the conspiracy, guys. Good night. Yeah, we're changing it. Switching up.
And Helix left too. The guy who started all this. We'll blame him. 1984 is a lot to answer for. There we go. My niche is always the lock and electronics business. Never changes. Just keep pushing plastic. Yeah. You can do a lot in that business too with technology. I don't have a niche, so. Geez, did we lose Rick? Earth to Rick. Did you lose me? Apparently we lost Rick. I assume I'm still on. Good. Body stone. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Oh, Rick disappeared. Oh my God, I'm in charge. That's really bad. Maybe Rick's computer finally died and he can now go reboot the thing and come back without all the delay. There's something else I wanted to bring up tonight. I forget what it was. Oh, Tim, I don't know if you noticed my digits back there. We talked about them, I think, before you joined. I assume they look backwards on my camera, but I assume they're not backwards on screen. I have some big ones if you want them, Tim, because I know you said you had a project you wanted to do. So I'll save them for you if you want them. And then there was one. Let me just twiddle my thumbs. Yeah, Rick is gone. Big Brother shut him off. They found out he was bartering. Oh, there he comes.
My internet went completely out. That was crazy.
Well, you're not delayed anymore. If that's anything positive. We just assume that. Oh, you're frozen again, though. Wow, that was short. Oh, there he is. Hello, Rick. No, he's gone. What's he doing? Oh, he's talking on the phone or something.
I'm trying to put my phone.
What are you doing, man?
Hold on.
Hello?
Yeah, hold on. Yep. I don't know what happened.
I got lots of echo from you.
Still?
No, it's better now. Okay.
Yeah, I turned my speakers off on my computer. I don't know what's going on with my computer. My Wi-Fi is being crazy.
You need to reformat that puppy.
Maybe I'll try that. Reinstall everything.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you were online. Yeah, so oh, I know what I wanted to say. So I'm going to do a deal with Sunlu.
Nice.
For a bunch of filament to make these and do a video on how to make these things. So they're going to send me a bunch of. Oh, I see. I lost my background. So they're gonna do me some ASA and some PETG, PLA, a few other things, and I'll do a video and show how to make those. They're actually pretty simple, and I will have probably a kind of an onerous license on them because I do actually make those and sell them. So. There's enough competition in the world, but I'll make something that allows people to make some for themselves for sure.
Nice. Very cool. Yeah, I've so far, man, everything that actually, it's funny. I was starting to throw out the spools, and I said, "Oh, I'm not going to," because when I finally do that review to say these are all the different manufacturers I've used, I want to actually show them like, here's 25 spools of this, and so I really have used it, not just a spool, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have no problem endorsing Sunlu because I use mostly their filament, right?
Yeah.
Let me put my background back here.
No, they've seen great so far, and I was surprised when I first got it that they're that they unclick just like Bamboo's labs do. So that's why I was like, whoa, do they have refill rolls?
Yeah, they do. But
yeah,
they don't sell them quite as much as I think they should. But you can get them. You can get the refills. Like I don't think they sell the refills on their Amazon store.
Yeah,
if you go directly to their Sunlu site, you can get the refills.
Okay.
But I just put Bamboo refills on those.
Yeah,
they're slightly thinner than a bamboo spool though, so you do have to pound them a little bit to get the bamboo refills on them. But they work.
okay. Yeah, so far so good. I had, like I said, Creality. My only thing with Creality is that every now and then I've had a weird rat. And then once in a while the end has a pinch.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
I did buy a roll of bamboo filament, which is why I got talking to the Sunlu guys in the first place. And this roll of filament is just terrible. Like it just doesn't print well.
Kind of like my Micro Center adventure.
Well, yeah, but it's bamboo filament. You'd think it would be good.
Yeah, no kidding.
But man, it's just like I've printed. Sadly, I bought 2 rolls of it, so I printed almost a full roll and haven't had a really good print off of it. And I mean, it's dry. Like it sits in my AMS that's down around 2% humidity, so it's not wet filament, but it's just a nightmare.
Chris
But I got talking to Sunlu about it, and they said, like, I didn't say, you guys make this stuff. I don't know for sure that they do, but I think they do. But the reason I bought this, it was matte gray, and the reason I bought it was because I couldn't get matte gray Sunlu filament, which is what I use a lot of. And then we got talking, and they said, well, why don't you do something with this? And I was like, oh, okay, fine, let's do a thing.
Yeah, that's cool. No, they're definitely a reputable brand, so very excited.
Yeah, I mean, they're certainly nice people.
I see Chris said, I think Rick needs to do his lives from his phone. Great audio video, about 98%.
Yeah, it's much better.
Yeah, I don't know. My internet just went completely out. So, I don't know. Crazy. Maybe I'm just having still internet issues, but
yeah. Well, yeah, but that wouldn't explain the delay. The delay is either something running on your computer that's messing up your codec or something for video, or well, no, that's really all it could be, because Streamyard probably isn't doing that.
Yeah, I might try to just wipe my computer out and start over.
Yeah, like, do you have so on a Mac you can turn on things like some of the internet privacy stuff? Maybe that's messing it up.
Yeah, I don't know. Have to check into it.
Anyway, where are we here in the list?
I can't share the comments, by the way, because I'm on my phone.
Okay. So you can see that one. It says you look like a short something. I think Rick needs to do his lives from the phone. Yeah. Fox says, just an observation, but if Rick is using the same network, his issue might be hardware. I think it could be hardware. Might be time for a computer or a new network card. Well, it's a Mac, so you can't get at the network card. But do you have you?
I'm not on the Wi-Fi on my.
No, I know, but you're on your Mac. How old is that computer? Like
7 years old, 6 years old, maybe.
Yeah, so you don't have a network connection. You just have a bunch of USB-C ports. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, so get yourself like a 5 gigabit USB to Ethernet and run a piece of wire.
Yeah.
And you will have no more problems. Yeah, that's way more speedy. Yeah, it's we've come to this point where a phone is a better device than a computer. Right?
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
Yeah. It's everyone agrees. Yeah, I think like you've had this problem for a long time. I don't think it's just Wi-Fi being blocked. I think you got a connection and hardware problem inside there.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it's been like
on a pro, there's two cards, one on each side of the computer. Like there's the motherboard in the center, and then there's these two little cards that have all the connectors on them for the side ports.
Mm-hmm.
And those things are known to go bad once in a while.
Okay.
And although, well, depending on how old your pro is, it may only have ports on one side.
No, it has ports on both.
Oh, do you? Because
Yeah.
my MacBook Pro only has ports on one side.
Yeah, I got them on both.
I get it. I no longer feel like I need glasses. Could be that the camera's outputting at a much higher resolution than needed. Yeah, but it's a webcam, so it's probably 1080p.
Yeah, it is 1080p.
May turn the camera resolution down.
Yeah, but the thing is that there's been no changes as far as camera, computer, anything. And we've been doing this live a year now, over a year. So this is something that's been like at least a month and a half.
Have you tried emptying your browser cache?
Yes. Have you ever heard of CC Cleaner? That thing like wipes everything.
No, I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, it just goes through your whole computer and just cleans it. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Could also be contention on the network. Yeah, it could be. I mean, I assume your computer has a dynamic IP address. You don't have a hard-coded IP address for it.
Correct. It's dynamic, not static.
So you shouldn't have network contention.
Yeah.
If you're on Wi-Fi now, if the Mac is on, then it's not your Wi-Fi.
My phone is not on my Wi-Fi. When my Wi-Fi went completely out on my computer, I just turned the Wi-Fi off on my phone. I'm on data.
And here's the ultimate answer. Perhaps pay the bill. I like it.
I wish it was just that easy. I don't know what the heck is going on. But yeah.
Yeah, spray it with contact cleaner. Windex. Spray it with Windex.
Oh man.
Oh boy.
See what happens. Yeah, maybe it's time to back up my computer and just wipe it, see what happens.
Yeah, I've done that. I actually did it with my Mac Studio a while ago because it was doing some strange things.
Yeah. But
throttling from your ISP. Not for Streamyard.
Yeah.
You got some Bitcoin miner or a porn channel running in the background there?
Nah. Nothing crazy.
Well, no one's asking any questions. I guess we've answered all of them. Jim. I was going to ask Jim something, but now I've forgotten what it was. I'll think about it and shoot him an email.
We got 6 minutes left in the live, so if you have any questions, let us know. Appreciate everyone's advice on the computer issues. We'll see what the heck is going on with that.
Yeah. Spectrum is asking if you live close to a data center. I'm not sure most people would even know if they live close to a data center.
They're building one not too far from me, but not one yet.
There you go. Tim's accusing you of having some BitTorrents running. You're downloading your Napster music.
Those were the days, man. I loved Napster.
Yeah, except that now you can do it on Spotify for free and have a much bigger music selection.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to do a 6-hour live troubleshooting Rick's issues. Yeah, we got to find out what happened to Roger. His brother-in-law was sick though, right? So
yeah, not sure.
I'm guessing.
Yep. I don't know, man. We'll see what happens. What the heck is going on? But it's frustrating.
Start with a piece of wire.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. So
quit using dial-up.
I still have the AOL CDs, right? So I get 100 hours free. So I just put a new CD in every week.
Didn't everybody have a million of those things?
Do you remember that?
Oh, geez, every week you'd get something in the mail from those guys. No wonder they went out of business.
They had them in every store in the world giving away for free, right?
Hey, Santa's back for the last 6 minutes.
Well, it looks like I missed something.
Rick went through a complete transmorphication.
Yeah.
He's now vertical, and his voice and video are in sync.
There you go. What are you gonna do? Once in a while.
Damn string. Cat 8 cable.
Yeah, I'll run it. I'll just get the the adapter I have is I guess I have to see what's the fastest network adapter I can get that will go with that Lightning plug-in, right?
Oh, you can get a 10. You can get a 10 gigabit one if you want.
Okay.
They're not cheap.
Right.
I mean, the reality is, if you had a gigabit connection there, you'd be fine.
Right. So
it's not like you're moving. Well, it depends. Do you do video editing and stuff on that machine?
Yes.
And then upload from there?
Yes.
Well, you might want a 5 gig then.
Yeah.
Because you only have 2 gig fiber, right?
1 gig.
Oh, well, then you're probably okay.
Yeah.
With just a standard USB to Ethernet adapter.
Yeah. Yeah. So
that's like $20.
I got I guess that's the mission for this weekend. Get that ran. So, but I'm gonna also try to just wipe this computer. I've never done that since I've owned it. So
it's not like Windows, right? You don't normally have to do things like that, but there's something going on there. But I mean, we looked at your processes before we went online, and you didn't have anything using any obvious CPU time. So
yeah. So, how many brains do we have in one room to fix my internet service?
Tony says, "Didn't Roger have a Santa Claus?" No, he said he was going to be here tonight.
I think Roger got a new Harley, so he might be out singing that song, "Born to Be Wild." Roger got a new trike.
See you, Tim, if you're not gone already.
Yeah. Roger got a new trike. It looks pretty badass, actually. Did you see it, Steve?
No.
It's black. Yeah, it's got a trike. It's a gift to himself this year.
Ah, well, you got to look after yourself. like a Harley type?
Yes, Harley Davidson trike. Yep, it's all black.
That's so you don't fall over?
Yeah, after a couple beers, you can still stay straight. Stay on 2 wheels. Or 3.
I like the Bombardier ones that have like 2 wheels in the front and 1 in the back. Have you seen those?
Yeah.
It's like a reverse trike.
Yeah.
They're pretty popular around here.
They're popular with the younger guys around here.
Yeah, they're a little more the sports car of tricycle motorcycles.
Yeah. Yeah, so.
All right, man, we're at time. So we can shut down before someone, because somebody's going to ask you a question right now.
Thanks, everyone, for joining the live. Sorry for having internet issues. I'll be running some new network cables and try wiping my computer. See if that fixes it.
Maybe you should do a video on that.
I might do a video just so everyone gets a laugh. How about that one?
Of course, you have to do it. You have to do it in the kung fu style. And then it gets fixed magically when you
there you go.
All right.
God bless everyone. Thanks for watching.
Take care.
See you next week. Bye.
Yeah, bye.